Let's try that again. Welcome back. This is episode 5 of my Ascension Diaries vlog series, and I'm so freaking happy to have you here. If this is the first time that you see my face, this vlog series is all about me documenting my spiritual journey in hopes of it being found by those that are currently going through the same freaking thing, and with the very turbulent and chaotic energies at the moment. Like, you cannot make this up. Suddenly the sun is gone and there's so much wind. It only seems fitting for me to share what I'm currently going through. So with this vlog especially, it's all about ego, because it doesn't matter how much healing work you do, just going through like life, you get to experience like new facets of yourself like automatically, and that's exactly what I captured in the vlog that you're about to see. So if you're watching this, like, chances are very high that you're gonna have at least one message that is gonna hit home for you. This vlog picks up exactly where the last one ended, so if you haven't seen that one, highly recommend you check that out first and then come back here. And without further ado, I present you now the vlog from a couple of days ago. Enjoy! Another day, another vlog, and you can probably tell this setup, like in my kitchen, has quickly become my favorite place to film these little vlog snippets, because it's just like I'm standing and I'm like free to move around, and it's just like fun. Something that I needed to share that came through so strongly during this morning's meditation was the fact that not only is it important to remember the intelligence of our body, but also how everything is connected. What do I mean by that? Just a little side story. I stepped into a sea urchin about like 2 weeks ago, and not only was it freaking painful as frick, but it took forever to heal, and up until 2 days ago it was still very much open. Anyhow, the connection that just came through was this. And I also have to thank Manu, a dear friend of mine, for even bringing this to my awareness, because I told her about what happened to my foot and she was like, oh, that happened with your left foot, that is related to family. And what did I tell you guys a couple of days ago? That I had this very healing and open conversation with my parents over the phone. After that conversation, I apparently cleared a lot of the stored trauma and the emotions linked to it, and that enabled my freaking foot to heal. And if you're looking at me and you're like, oh my gosh, you completely lost it, then this content is not for you. But it's so freaking important to remember that everything is connected, and our body is honestly talking to us all the time. So wherever you have aches and pains, wounds, like, your body's like a map. By now we know that this is exactly where we store trauma, and if we don't resolve it, it will end up in disease. So take this as a reminder to really tune into your body. Best to do first thing in the morning, and it's kind of ironic really, because even though I already did like my morning practice of meditation, journaling, also card pull, which I will share in a little bit, I'm standing here now tuning into my body, and I just felt it when I got ready that there's a tightness on my chest. And even though I already meditated, I will do an open heart activation morning meditation by my dear lovely Gail, the Bougie Healer. I will have it linked in the description box below. Like, she is such a godsend during these times. Like, she's been such a support for me, and also a lot of others, because she also has a community that I'm involved in. But yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyhow, I will do this meditation now to clear this, and only then will I start in the day. So I will check in with you after how I feel, and I will see you in a little bit. So I just finished that meditation, and you can probably tell just by my energy, I feel so much better, so much lighter. And also for those that have been watching previous vlogs of mine, where I was still sharing bits and pieces of like my morning routine and meditation and stuff, I actually decided to no longer do it, because it feels very sacred and devotional to me, and at this point in time I don't want to share it. So thank you so much for respecting that. But you just have to like take my word for it. Like, I did the meditation, And now I feel ready to actually start in the day. And something that you might have already been waiting for is, of course, the daily card pull. And let me share with you what came out for us today. Starting at the top row with the Page of Cups, the Moon, and the Hermit. The top row here is completely linked to the vision that I have for my life with the Page of Cups here. And there's obviously something hidden from me now with the Moon that I will gain clarity on when it's time. Most definitely when I go within during a meditation with the Hermit. So that is one part of the message. And the second message is everything that you see in the second row. And oh my, do you see it? It's just Pentacles energy. So all the abundance, everything in the physical realm, it's about to pour in, basically. There's a new beginning that is coming in that is gonna cause for me to be the happiest that I could ever be. All I'm being asked to do is focus on me and continue creating with the Eight of Pentacles, continuing my craft. So take what resonates and leave the rest as always. Also, if you're wondering if this was intentional, wearing green today with me having a freaking blocked heart chakra earlier, yes. I was like, I need to wear something green. Call it being superstitious, but I know each and every one of our chakras is connected to a color. Heart chakra green. And if this is somewhat helping for me to like keep my heart chakra open, then I will gladly do that. So I'm gonna feed that delusion. Oh, and by the way, I'm about to head out for the day, going to lunch and do some editing. But as always, it's a surprise what clip you're gonna see next. So I'm even surprising myself with the things that I'm doing within the day because, as I was telling you guys before, I do not plan. So let's go with the flow. At this point, I'm gonna spare you the B-roll clips of me sitting on my laptop editing because, I mean, these videos come from something, right? So you better be sure I'm putting the work in. And this is actually what I just finished doing. So I was editing for about 3 hours and I do not want to stare at screens any longer. Like, it's 4 p.m. now. I will chuck my phone away and really honor what my body and my soul is telling me, and that is to slow the frick down. So whatever I decide to do, probably gonna spend a lot of time at the beach actually. I will not take my phone with me. I will not record anything for the rest of the day. So the next clips that you're gonna see are gonna be of the next day. Well, this is awkward. As you can probably tell, I followed through and I actually didn't film anything else yesterday, but I even contemplated putting this clip in because if you're very aware, and actually you don't even need to be sensitive to energy to recognize that my energy in the last clip was completely off. Like, that is also a part of me. As much as you see the very light and uplifting and happy side of me, that is also existing within me. And I could have been like, oh, this is nothing, like I'm never light and everything is good, and I could completely bypass that, which that is called spiritual bypassing, by the way, if you do not take responsibility and take a closer look to your emotions and what caused them. So instead, I kept the clip in and I actually sat with the feeling. I was like, okay, there's frustration, I'm overstimulated, that is okay, I see it, I'm observing it, but where does it come from? And that's when the beauty happens. That's when you're able to integrate your shadow parts, your ego, into the wholeness that you are. It's not about cutting out the ego, it's about coexisting with it, using it to your advantage. But it's so easy to distinguish when I'm acting out of my heart space and being soul-centered, like this right now, very like goofy and just like flowy and free. Or when I operate out of my mind space for too long.
Because that is exactly what happened yesterday. Like, I was so laser focused on editing, like so much screen time, barely turned on movement, no sunlight. I shouldn't be surprised that it took a toll on me, but I needed to see the valid proof of that. How important it is to honor my body's needs and put myself first. And don't even get me started on what it actually says for our social structure watching that clip, because this can obviously be applied to any other situation. If you're thinking about like the corporate world, sitting in front of the computer, working away, slaving away, barely to non-movement, no sun, a lot of blue light, a lot of artificial light. This is certainly one way to make sure that your soul is dying and crippling inside. This is how you ensure people are brain dead and are just like in this rat race, not having the capacity to actually zoom out and see what is going on. And if you're not in that toxic work environment, then you're what? You're not watching on a big screen. No, you're watching on the small screen then. Because as it happened, the big corporates ensured that we are freaking addicted to this dopamine that social media, for example, brings us. So then our mind is occupied in that way. Yeah, let's just say the environment circumstances are somewhat stacked against us, but if you're watching this, like, we know better, like we're about to freaking claim our power back and create. Like, create whatever it is that you want to create in this world, want to put out. Following your dharma, following your purpose, following that spark. If you're able to follow that, despite anything that is happening around you, that's when you win. And it's funny that there's hammering going on and a lot of very loud motorbikes and cars when I said that. Because it's all just distraction. It's about just our ability to tune it out. So, with that ran out of the way, let me show you what cards I pulled earlier today. As always, there might be another message for you in it as well.
The first ones to pop out were actually the Tower and the Nine of Pentacles. So how I read it is as something unexpected is about to come in related to my material abundance world. And on the top row with the Five of Swords, Knight of Swords and Queen of Wands, that is moving from overthinking the mind space quickly into the excitement, into what lights me up from the inside with the Queen of Wands and fully standing in my power. And the overall energy with the Page of Cups, it's all about holding the vision. Keep on holding the vision that is coming through, and also with the imagery and seeing the ocean. This might be very specific, but for me, I feel the call to go to the ocean, and that is exactly what download I actually gotten before I pulled the cards, to spend time by the beach. So that's exactly what we're gonna do.
As you can probably tell, I'm editing again, but this time around I'm not turning into a Grinch. Perfect. Which is not a bad thing, by the way. It's not about demonizing your shadow parts, but rather meeting them with love and understanding and acceptance. Now that's when you become mother freaking powerful, because there's no resistance, there's no pushback. You're just like accepting it. This is part of who I am. And that is beautiful. That makes us all so multifaceted. Like, it's nothing to be ashamed of or anything like that. Yeah, just wanted to sprinkle that in. And I actually made it to the ocean. I think you kind of get an idea already, but if you look at this view, I mean, the ocean is quite far away, but it's everything that I could ever need and more. You have bird sounds. I have a bit of a breeze that is going as well, so it's not too hot. And there's a swing that I will definitely play with later. Today is a good day, better than yesterday. So I take any win that I can get nowadays, honestly, with the energies being like all over the place. Like, saying my gratitude, thank you so much. And thank you for being here, for being part of this all. Didn't I tell you that I would be doing this? Maybe I'm just gonna spiral a little.
would be very on brand with how I'm feeling throughout my day, honestly. Whee! Okay, that's a bit too much. Do you hear the drums? There's like a mini drumming circle just happening not far from here. I love that. And if you're thinking, oh, she's just doing this, you know, like for performance purposes. Every single time I come here, I'm on the swing. So what I'm capturing is just the joy that I have for things that make my inner child happy. And swinging, like, come on. You're watching this, you're probably like, oh my god, like I wanna find the nearest swing near me and just go to town. Do that. I highly recommend it. I honestly think this vlog cannot get any better than this. So I'm just gonna close it off here. As always, I will gladly take it over to outro Toni. I will just be swinging, probably for a long time. Sun is about to set as well, so if anyone is looking for me, I'm gonna be right here. Oh gosh, feeling so blessed.
I got a little special guest, Mimi Moop. But how was that vlog for you? Were you able to pick out some messages that were for you? Or was everything that you heard nonsense? Like either way, I would be more than happy to read the comment section and just like interact with you. So let me know, like, how do you experience these current energies and what were the parts that you resonated with the most? Wait, I think she wants to, yeah, you want to leave? Okay. Yeah, so we need to stick together during those times, 100%. And I hopefully see you, your beautiful face, in the next video of mine. Take care, and I love you very, very much.